Hello. So it's me, your goth, Oliver, and I'm going to be talking about toys, which some of you ask about various toys that I have sometimes, because I have a few of them, and I think eventually I might go into some more in depth at some point. Like this is a Burger King Frankenstein monster toy that I keep around. And I went to a toy convention recently and I got some toys. I like going to toy conventions. I went down to San Jose. I guess I'll give a shout out to them. Super Time Tunnel Toys, Super Toy Show. I don't think they're doing it again till October. So I went there a while back. I've been doing it before. And yeah, let's go over some of the toys I got. I look for Z-Bots. A lot of people don't know what these are. They're little. Let's see. I need to like take pictures maybe. Maybe I'll do one of those things where I put like the picture into the side here. Like there's this nice big square area. I can be like Z-Bots. If you're not seeing anything here, I didn't edit this video. But I got a few Z-Bots. I like them. This is like a military guy. I think these are combots. They're cool. I actually might send them to a friend of mine. This one kind of looks like Johnny 5 or Rob the any contrast. Can I put it here to... Is it going to zoom? Is it going to focus? Focus. Yeah, okay. Kind of see he's got like treads, whatever. Those are neat. Not a lot of people know what Z-Bots are because they didn't have like a comic or a cartoon. They're just nice little semi-posable robots. Some of them have just like personality just by looking at them. It's since it's a robot, it didn't have to look a certain way. It could be kind of shaped. They had like the designers clearly had a lot of fun with a lot of them. So that's a cool one I like to look out for because I had some when I was a kid and there's a bunch I didn't get. And I really love them. There's something about them that I just, I made up stories, made up personalities for them. And I had to because it's not like say, you're watching like X-Men and you have Cyclops. Like Cyclops has like a personality, and then you've got I don't know, this quirky little guy. Like he's got like treads for feet. It's a little bit of a chunk to him, like he's round. I feel like he'd just be rolling in there like, oh hey guys, look out, we're gonna try to stop the other robots. I don't know what he'd be like. And this guy's he's got like the shoulder pads and he's got like weapons for hands, kind of, or maybe they're tools. Can't really tell. Like you could imagine anything. He just like seems like he'd be more of just like a don't mess with this guy. Like let's get this done. Let's do this. You just imagine stuff. Anyway, so I like Z-Bots. Another one I like is Mighty Max. I think I keep this one around. This is like a Nuke Ranger one. They're little things they open up. And I didn't really see very much Mighty Max at the toy show. It's hard to find them complete. This one's not complete, but it didn't come with a Max, so like big deal. Max comes with every set. So anyway, moving on to some of the other stuff that I collect. I got, so I'm into Marvel, and I was into Marvel before the movies. Like I grew up with superheroes and stuff. A lot of the cartoons and video games did that. So it was an X-Men, Spider-Man. I got into the cosmic stuff. Like I like Silver Surfer and Carnage and Magneto. Psylocke's another character I really like from X-Men. And I like having villains as well. I was also into Justice League, the cartoon, and then the movies came along and they're kind of like, but kind of went X-Men, Justice League, then Avengers. So it's never really that into the Avengers, but I got a cool Thanos figure. Again, like a lot of the stuff isn't going to come up well. Maybe I'll take pictures. I probably won't take pictures. But it's from the Fantastic Four Toy Biz line, so it's old. It's from the 90s. I don't think his eyes show up too well, but his eyes are actually like silver, so they look super cool when you look at him to like give him... Maybe if I get out of the frame... No, I'll have to take pictures. But it looks really cool, and like I keep looking, like, does he have a black line around his eye? I can't quite tell. But I got him, and then since he was relatively cheap for being loose, I thought I should get someone to fight him. And I'm keeping an eye out for Silver Surfer, but I thought, well, another character I like is Adam Warlock. So the contrast, that one shows up. Because the red and black, this outfit, this is actually kind of a rare figure. I got it in package. The Overpower figures. The Scarlet Spider from this line is very rare. But most people don't want these, so they're not very expensive. And this is, I'm not going to say how much it was. Lights up. I'm probably going to open it. because I like to open my toys. I have other open things. I don't just collect and package. But the red and black Adam Warlock, he's kind of a wizard. He was in the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 movie, so you might have seen that, and that's like a sliver of who he is. He really is like supposed to be like the good version of Thanos. Like he can control the Infinity Gauntlet. Although controlling the Infinity Gauntlet in the comics wasn't like this death-defying thing. It was in the movie. Like the movies, they make it like you can't. Like it's so much. Like Nebula uses it in the comics. Like it's not the same as. It's like the movies where it kind of kills you. But Adam Warlock, yeah, he's this logical being. I think he's in the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I think he's in the episode with Guardians of the Galaxy. Like that's a good example of him if you want to see like what Adam Warlock is like. I knew him from because I used to watch the Superhero Squad show. It's also where I knew about Thanos. Thanos was voiced by Jim Cummings, and that is someone you might know from a lot of Disney stuff. He did Pete, if you play Kingdom Hearts, and he's been in a lot of various other characters. He's great, and yeah, Thanos has a lot of episodes. He's a main villain in Superhero Squad, which I like Superhero Squad. But I don't know if I can watch that now, like now that I'm older. But I really like that show, and that's where Adam Warlock was. I think he was still connected to. I think he was inside the Soul Stone in that as well. That's where they found him. But I do. It's funny how I like that package. This Adam Warlock figure, I will very likely be opening at some point. Just because the figure is what I wanted more than like the packaging. The packaging is not that interesting. They used to make really interesting packaging, very eye-catching stuff that I do like. And this is one where I'm like, I don't know if I'll open it. I'm keeping it in the packaging because I love this X-Men style of packaging. This is a Phoenix figure, and I think Phoenix is kind of one, but this one lights up, and I like light-up figures. And the battery's probably melted open, and I need to clean this and replace it. And if I have to clip and solder, I can work on that. But let's see if I can get a good shot. See, yeah, the Phoenix Saga, like the way it pops, just using contrasting colors like the blue and yellow font, so it's got like that slight 3D edge of the blue on top of this radiating yellow, and just the figure looks really good. And what I always loved was the back, all the figures you couldn't afford or ever find. This was around the time, can't remember what I might have been collecting around this time, but I couldn't find a lot of the figures. And what's really cool though now about going to these conventions, so like when they would ship this stuff out, so I don't know if you can see the back of the box. So like this is part of the space line where you see where Phoenix is, and the green robot, and like Wolverine in the spacesuit, and like it kind of is in focus, and the other dude. They'd ship these things out, so like that was a wave of 5 figures. It might have shipped as like 10 in a box, and there might have been one girl. Like you would get like they'd ship, there'd be like 3 Wolverines, 3 of the Corsair, 3 of and there'd just be the one girl figure because girl figures don't sell. So I never owned more than like 3 or 4 girl figures as a kid. And that has nothing to do with like I didn't want the girl figures. Well, they didn't make a Jubilee. Straight up, they didn't make a Jubilee figure till like Generation X, like well after the cartoon was like nearing its end. Like I would have been all about a Jubilee figure. Phoenix also cool. Just I didn't have all the male figures. Like those were the ones I did prioritize because I liked those characters. But you couldn't find them because they short packed them. Storm, I don't think they did Storm in the white or silver till later as well. I remember her being around in the black costume from the arcade. But I didn't have a single female X-Men figure. Except for Spiral. She's got 6 arms, and she was the assistant to Mojo. She was easy to find. I think like everybody had her. But didn't have a Jean Grey because I didn't make one. Didn't have Phoenix. Rogue. Didn't have Rogue. Storm. They didn't make Jubilee. Psylocke. Like those are the ones that kind of were around that time being made. So like there's a bunch of other female X-Men, but they weren't really going to be made into figures per se because like Kitty Pryde's a huge character, but they didn't make girl character they didn't make girl characters that weren't featured. Like you had to be on the cartoon or a video game or something. So Psylocke was in the video game for Sega and this that, like Marvel vs. Capcom, like all the girls that I mentioned were in the cartoon. So they weren't gonna really do like Dazzler appeared very briefly, but I don't know if they made like an old, and I'm talking 90s style. They've done a lot of these since, and I have Marvel Legends of like the 6-inch, the current line of female figures. But it's been really cool that I'm like going to these places. It's a little heartbreaking that they're not that expensive, but it's also like no one else really wants them, and it's cool for me to finally kind of like get them. So that's something I've been getting. I do want to get. I don't have to show you. So with the X-Men figures is they do a villain one. The villain background is a different color, and I almost grabbed a Magneto figure that was like in package, but I'm like, I'm probably gonna open it. Probably shouldn't get Magneto. I'd like to find a villain that I want to keep in package. I'd like to find a hero I want to keep in package because I think I'm gonna open this and just kind of keep them both in package. I mean, it's cool that it says Phoenix Saga and this is Phoenix. Like, there's cool things about this. I can always keep the card, which means I gotta open it carefully if I don't want to like damage it. But I do like the way it looks. So I get when people want to keep it in the package, but for me, it's like it's gonna be probably the one. It's gonna be one that I like the art for. And the problem with Magneto is, I'm probably gonna want to open. So I gotta have to find a villain that I like and want to have around, but don't want to open. And that's gonna be the same with a hero. I'll have to think about it. But it'd be cool to have ones that go together. Because like one reason I bought the Adam Warlock is because Adam Warlock and Thanos kind of fight, but Thanos kind of fights everybody. So, but anyway. Oh, I also got. It's funny on the back of that box. There's a green robot. Actually, this guy is really cool. He's one of the Imperial Guards from the Shi'ar. It's just a cool robot. Like I wish I owned a toy like this when I was a kid because it's just a nice bulky green dude, and his back opens up, and then other dude slides out. Yeah, it's really cool. Just a really neat robot alien guy. But he fights the Phoenix because the Imperial Guard. It's like, Phoenix is bad, we need to stop her. So, yeah, that's just some of the stuff I like and I'm into. And I'll probably, I mean, if people like my toy videos, I guess I can make more. But maybe I'll see you at a convention sometime. And if you have old Mighty Max, Z-Bots, X-Men, Beast Wars, War Planets, did you have old stuff? Like a lot of 90s toys because I grew up in the 90s kid. That's stuff I'm into. I'm into current stuff as well, but like, yeah, let me know, hit me up. Maybe we can work something out. And don't like this. Don't subscribe. Don't comment. Don't watch this. Unwatch this.